Give it a couple minutes or so. Got a few of you in here. All right, now I think I'm live. What's going on, guys? Mary, how are you doing? Good evening. Yeah, we'll give it a couple minutes. Let notifications go out. Hopefully we don't have any issues like we did last week. Max, how's it going, buddy? How you doing? Neighbor kids out there screaming. Alex, how's it going? I tell you, when I wanted to take time off, I did not expect it to go this way. I have not done DoorDash at all since Friday. Car is currently in the shop. Which absolutely sucks. I missed out driving Saturday, well, the rest of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, yesterday. I don't drive Tuesdays anyway, but soonest I'll know something for sure will be tomorrow. Taylor, how you doing? Kevin, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, it is definitely the most frustrating part of the job. And not just that, like I basically I can get a ride somewhere if I need to. But not being able to drive anywhere for what, 4 days now definitely sucks. Hop on the Turo app. I might have to do that. I hear something back from both the mechanic tomorrow and then my credit union, so gonna be fun. If it's just the starter, which fingers crossed it's just the starter, it's still gonna be between $700 and $800 after diagnostic and all of that just to get the starter replaced, because Chrysler decided it would be a genius idea to put the starter at the back of the motor near the bottom, just above the axle. So basically there's two bolts. There's the top bolt and the bottom bolt. The top bolt, you got to take out the battery, the fuse box, possibly the thermostat, the throttle body, a couple different coolant hoses just to get to that bolt. And then you got to halfway remove the CV axle just to get the starter out. So normally that's something that I could do, but I can't get under the car that high. So, or I can't get the car that high for me to get under to wrangle everything around. So that sucks. And yeah, even the mechanics like that is probably the most difficult vehicle to replace a starter on. It all started with a radiator hose, the return hose to the overflow. So turned into a $90 part. I got that replaced in like 5 minutes. Once I got the part, that was easy. It was just attempting to get this to the starter, which I figured, you know what, it's Friday evening. Friday night when I got the car towed back to my place, and so I'm like, you know what, I got Saturday, I got Sunday, figure out if I can get to this, and then Monday, if I can't, we'll call around, which I did. And so yeah, here we are. Johnny, how you doing? I know I'm just rambling and complaining about cars. Laura, how are you doing? It would be great for a day not going anywhere, but then I would go stir crazy. Max, I went on like 4 different walks today just to get out of the house. And they're not like the fun walks either, because there's really nothing to see. You're just it's been fun. Get a Mazda. I'm kind of leaning towards Toyota. I gave all the praise and all of that to Chrysler, and you know, I got over 200,000 miles on this car, so it's definitely served its purpose. However, I don't need all of this happening at once. So it'll either get fixed or we'll be in a new car. Just depends how much it's going to cost me. Thus, I'm in talks with both the mechanic and my credit union. Mary, how are you doing? Japanese car makers pay attention to detail. Oh, Max, yeah, when it rains, it pours. At this point, I'm ready to grab a canoe. I'm just ready to get a canoe. What's wrong with my car? Kaylee, I believe it's just the starter, but I will know for sure tomorrow. It's sitting at the mechanic right now. They're going to hook it up to diagnostic. Best case scenario, it's just the starter. So, I mean, it can't be the battery. So, replaced the battery, like 13 months ago? And after I replaced the hose on Friday, after I got towed, which then in itself was crazy, because I've gone over 20 years without having to have my car towed anywhere. And then Friday, I have to have it happen twice. So initially, it was some return hose thing for coolant back to the overflow. So that I was able to do. Once I got the part, I got it all done in like 5 minutes. It was just super easy. And I was like, okay, got it going, got everything cycled through, lines cleared, went out, took it for a test drive, everything was good. Took a few DoorDash orders, great. Stopped at Hy-Vee, ran in. Fortunately, it wasn't for a DoorDash order. Ran in, came back out, car would not start at all. Somebody was nice enough to stop and see if I needed a jump. Tried jumping it, still nothing. I figured it's probably the starter at this point, but we'll know more tomorrow. It's a 2016, so I mean, it's not old, but it does have a lot of miles on it. Johnny, basically just the car. yeah. A lot of fun stuff. Still employee of the month at Hy-Vee. I don't know about that. I didn't do a single shopping order this entire weekend. It's what I'm probably mostly going stir crazy about is that I haven't been able to work since Friday. We got lucky though. It was a starter on the F-150, but it was just the battery. You know, I hope it's just the battery, but things wore out, and it wouldn't be near as big of an issue if Chrysler just put the starter where it should be. Roland Riches, how's it going? Leave my car running for the most part to avoid wear out on the starter. I know where I need to shut it off and where I'm good. Oh, for sure. There's a lot of times I leave my car running. No rental car. That is the one coverage I did not have. Well, I have it in case of an accident, but if my car breaks down, it doesn't do any good. I actually had to, when I first had to call for roadside assistance, I had to check my insurance to make sure I had it, because, like I said, in 20 years, 21 years of driving, I've never had to have my car towed. And let alone I have to have it towed twice in a day. How are sports card sales these days? Yeah, they're kind of on the downside. Stu, how's it going? Max, times like this, that LF could keep you busy. Don't tempt me, man. Don't tempt me. The way this weekend's gone, or hasn't gone. Roland, I was. I joined the Army right out of high school. I have a slipped vertebrae in my lower back, though, so I got discharged in training, unfortunately. No O.J. Simpson rookies, unfortunately. I know every time an athlete dies, their card values just skyrocket for about a week. Blonde, how are you doing? I'll say the highlight of this weekend was getting the first video out on the second channel. That is probably the best thing that happened this weekend. Walk-in, the winner. How we doing? Blonde, my car is I almost said currently at the mechanic up the street. So hopefully it's maybe just the battery, but it's most likely the starter. Best case scenario. So I might have to take Max's advice and start that OF pretty soon. Car troubles suck. My Hyundai Sonata was horrible, but then it had 250,000 miles on it, so it was at its end. Yeah, I'm probably getting there with my car. Sold my 2015 car 200 last year, 155K. Well, mine's over 200, 240K. So, yeah. Stu, it is in the shop right now. They had to. I think this is only the last car I had. I only had to take into the shop once because I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. This I'm like 98% sure it's a starter, but we'll know more tomorrow. Definitely sucks. Blonde, at this point, whatever pays the bills. But Stu, yeah, if it's the starter, there's no way I can get to it unless I had my car up on a lift, then I could. But they stuck the stupid starter on the back of the motor near the bottom, just above the axle. So you actually have to remove or partially remove the axle to get to the starter. It's like my last car, which was the Dodge Avenger. The battery, when it was time to replace the battery, I could not for the life of me find where the battery was. It was in the driver's side bumper, just in front of the tire. I had to take the whole plastic wheel well cover off to get to the battery, which is also stupid. Mary says it rained here all weekend, poured thunder and lightning. Yeah, we didn't get any of that. I mean, I'm down for a good thunderstorm. Roland, yeah, I'm honestly just about to the point to get a new car, but Tracker, how you doing? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess strippers do make good money. Austin, how you doing, man? See why you bought a 200 then, since you had an Avenger. Yes, yeah, very similar. The only other thing that I don't like about this 200 is when you can't start it, you technically can't get into neutral. There's like a MacGyver, like Inspector Gadget thing that you gotta flip up this panel piece under the console and then grab this cord and lift up and pull up till you hear it pop, and you think it looks like something that would be attached to like an ejection seat. But that's how you put your car into neutral when you can't turn your car on. It's dumb. Hey, it could be a transformer. Oh, I definitely loved the Avenger. Max says my Cadillac DTS had the batteries under the rear seat. I've heard of it being under the rear seat. I didn't know that was that was a Cadillac thing though. VMath, you're not late. You're actually super early. Considering when you usually get in here, you're very early. By the way, what was for dinner tonight? You know I have to ask. Gotta love those rotary dial gear shifters. Yeah, I don't. I don't understand it. Am I still thinking about the newer RAV4s? Yes. But honestly, at this point, like, I'm not gonna get picky. If I gotta get into another car for a year or two instead of an SUV, that's what I'll do. But way car insurance is these days, I'd be deterred in wanting to buy a brand new car off the lot. Yeah, that's, you got a good point. It's tough with, you know, car insurance premiums just keep going up no matter what, and it's like your credit score could stay the same. Your credit score could improve, and you're still going to end up paying more in car insurance premiums. And honestly, it doesn't surprise me because I talked to a couple people this last week that both got into, people that I know got into car accidents, and both of them that they got into a car accident with, the other person driving did not have a license and did not have insurance. So yeah, these insurance companies, you're paying more for your insurance to cover your butt for the person who hits you who doesn't have insurance. Go figure. I'm good with a 2, 3, 4 year old car. I'm not super picky. Max, you getting out of here? No worries. But yeah, definitely fingers crossed. I appreciate it, Max. You have a good night. Kaylee, you're gonna have to find it. Yeah, something. Definitely have to find one of those. I don't know what this is. I knew it initially when it happened Friday night. I'm like, okay, I'm either not doing something I'm supposed to be doing. The universe is trying to tell me something. I mean, nobody. Just every once in a while, you guys, you know, something happens and then it just like snowballs. And I could get upset about it and super frustrated and angry and yell and throw crap and all of that. It's not going to do me any good. I mean, I've already got enough gray hair. I don't need to cause myself anymore. Going through some car issues too. I have a backup car, 2019 Fusion, but my Prius is the perfect IDGAF car for delivery, and I gotta fix it. I'm gonna DIY the blower motor repair so I can get AC. Upload Tracker says, but it's fun doing it. Getting frustrated, yelling, and throwing stuff. That's what dartboards are for. Like I said, the positive out of this weekend is the video. The second channel is up. It's going. It's live. So there's a positive from the weekend. Used to throw ladders. Okay, now that actually sounds fun. It's like throwing a javelin. I just probably wouldn't recommend throwing a ladder if you're standing on a roof, because I don't know how you would get off there then. I don't know if I have a picture that's going to show it. Definitely wanted to throw a ladder at this Karen today. So Tracker says throwing ladders is very satisfying. What am I drinking tonight, or is it a dry Tuesday? Last was a dry Tuesday. Today, back to the Voodoo Ranger. Actually, I went for a whole dry week. Entire dry week. The fact that I've made it this far. $20-foot one would have been great. Extension ladder. So yeah, if you guys want to see, some of you have been wondering, waiting for the second channel. It is out. It is live. Don't do it now, but there's a link in the videos, just in those lives description, to the first video for the second channel. So if you guys are into true crime, that's what that video is about. Tried to bring you some voodoo next month. I mean, I'd be an idiot to turn down beer, so. Oh, and now that the channel's live, I can say it. The channel's name is Chronicles with Charlie, so. Call Landon, we'll get you a ladder. Got my mom in the chat. Troll, how you doing? Calissa says yes, please go watch. Yes, patronize me on that other channel, because I don't know what I'm doing over there. I'll have a look, see. Voodoo has a crap ton of drinks I wasn't aware of, not just IPAs. I think they're working on a non-alcoholic version of some of them, I think. They do, I think. I know Sam Adams has just the haze. That was actually pretty good. Calissa says, yes, you do. I have more of a grasp on what I'm doing with DoorDash videos than when I with the second channel, but I don't know. Some of you guys have said that have watched it, said that I seem a little bit more comfortable in front of the camera. Or less awkward. I think less awkward was the words used. Yeah, Mama's got the Rona right now. I'll never not think of him now when I see it. Yeah, they do. I think yeah, they do. They just came out with those voodoo teas. I think that's what they're called. Chuck, how's it going? I'm 100% awkward in front of the camera. I'm a little more. I mostly don't really care how I look in front of the camera, how I appear. I mean, for the most part, I'm still awkward about it. But it's like sometimes my brain and my mouth are saying two different things, or they're both saying the same thing. This is going 100 miles an hour, and this is going like 20. So. It's okay. I'll slowly get more comfortable in front of the camera. Or I'll just start doing lives everywhere. No, I need to put somebody's face right up next to the camera, so when I'm talking it's like I'm talking to somebody else, but I'm slowly getting better at it, I think. And by better, I just mean less awkward. Do you do vertical live streams? Stu, I do. Generally, when I do my live ride-alongs, they're vertical, because that goes into the YouTube Shorts feed, the vertical feed, whatever it's called. Tuesdays, I like to keep it horizontal, because then, I mean, anybody can still join, but you have to go that extra step of going to the channel, clicking on the video to go live. Those vertical feeds, doing ride-alongs, I get so I get all kinds of people in there. I get all kinds of trolls in there. So, and not the cool trolls like Troll Police. Other channel is Chronicles of Charlie. So in the video, just in the just video description for the live, there should be a link to the first video over there. Shane, yes. When recording yourself, 99% of people around you don't care. And the ones that do tend to just stare at my chest, which is awkward. And then they ask me what that is. And I'm still waiting for just the right person to tell them that no, that is not a camera. That is a solar-powered defibrillator, and I have a heart condition, so see if somebody actually believes that. That's what she said. Red! What's going on? Troll got hit almost twice today. One driver eating on the freeway and another talking on the phone. Well, I didn't. Wow. I would. That is why I don't do live ride-alongs every day, because I'd be screaming at somebody. Vertical feeds are wild. Oh, they're definitely wild. I definitely have to have a lot of people with those cool wrenches in the lives. You can't even tell you're shy anymore. You've had a massive glow up since you started. I mean, heck, you even went through Hy-Vee and Super Saber as Michael Myers. The thing about the Michael Myers thing, though, is nobody knows that it's me. until I share that it's me. It's like the whole Clark Kent Superman thing. Although it's more Bruce Wayne Batman, because I'm sorry. You're telling me that a suit and glasses, you can't recognize Superman from Clark Kent? So much better than 60 Minutes. No worries, Troll. It's always good to see you. Zay, cool. How you doing? When they stare at your chest, you should go, excuse me, my eyes are up here. That's why I wanted to get, for Hy-Vee, I really wanted to get the belt buckle GoPro clip. Then it's definitely eyes are up here. Okay, who's gonna watch the second channel tonight? I tried to make it as short as possible. I wanted to do true crime locations, but also enough documentary into it, and part of me feels like it became more of a documentary than. But I got tired. I partly got tired of editing that. Mostly less is more. Talk to you after the live, Mom. Love you. Fawn says true, and Hey Batman took his fear of bats and turned it into something great. Kaylee, it is still a 25-minute video. I try to include lots of stuff that you wouldn't see in other documentaries or anything having to do with Starkweather. So there's a lot of I included a lot of detail in it, but hopefully not too much. Yeah, I found all different kinds of news articles and pictures that I hadn't seen in any other documentary that I found on newspapers.com. If you're ever researching anything historical, newspapers.com, that website's impressive. Kaylee, yeah, they're generally around 20 minutes, so I went 5 minutes longer. There's definitely, like with anything, there's stuff that I left out or stuff that I could have included. If I would have included everything that I wanted to, it would have been probably an hour and a half, 2-hour video. It would have been giving the Titanic a run for its money. Like Republican, greetings from South Carolina. How we doing? You're gonna send me to Costco for what? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. It says, LOL, I hate the Titanic. This is a lot more interesting. The video is, I promise. Hopefully. I promise that I did my best. That's about all I got. If your mom doesn't start feeling better, you're going to send me to Costco if she doesn't start feeling better? The place is like purgatory. As long as it isn't on a Saturday or a Sunday, because Costco on the weekends, that place is nuts. Yeah, soccer moms throwing elbows for the closest parking spot. Titanic's annoying for single people. It's okay, I'll make sure you can bring her back. Angela, how are you doing? Yeah, so the second channel, I had like zero intentions of intentions and zero expectations, much like I had when I started this channel. Absolutely zero. Dashers too. I love that your mom knows all the short acronyms. My mom would mess up and tell someone she's going to Netflix and chill without knowing what. Stu, in all fairness, there's been a couple times she's like, "What does this mean?" And I'll tell her, and she's like, "Oh." But yes, she's caught on pretty quick. Red says, "Yeah, but the hot dogs." Yeah, you can't argue with the hot dogs or the free samples. That is the only reason. I do love the free samples. Andrew, how's it going, man? Yes, we gotta love our innocent moms. Although my mom can get, and I'm pretty sure your mom's the same way. Our moms can get feisty. You mess with one of her kids, you might as well just grab your ankles and kiss your butt goodbye, because nothing good is gonna happen after. Your hike you did in Washington, you filmed though, that was awesome. I think I do still have that video. That was when my face was super red. Made me look like the love child of a raccoon and a lobster. Andrew, bored? Yeah, Andrew, I know the feeling. I had my car towed Friday night, and it is currently sitting at the mechanic, so. One of those hot dogs and the chicken bacon, bam, it's the best. They just have different terms. Angela, I took a week off from DoorDash. My AR went down because so many shoddy orders lately. I'm hoping I get better orders since I took a break. Well, I hope so too. For both our sakes. It says, "Excuse me?" My mom punches me in the arm when I go, "Ow, Mom." She replies, "Oh, don't be a wimp." About to eat an iced honey bun hot with peanut butter watching Lost World. That actually sounds pretty good. Mary says your mom's precious, Stu. Tracker just checked the other channel. I like it, and to think I was 3 years old in 1957. That's crazy. Cause his Starkweather's youngest victim was, I think, like 2 weeks shy of her 3rd birthday in '58. Yeah, like 2 or 3 weeks shy. Like I said, I love history. I love studying it and talking about it and sharing it. I was gotta watch when I'm talking how many times I say and, so, and something personal I'm working on. Talk to text messing with me again. I don't like the new DoorDash GPS voice or in-app GPS. Yeah, that's why I don't really use GPS. Blonde, have a good night. Stu, yeah, she's a goofball like. Well, no, I'm a goofball like her technically. Yes. Some of my character traits I really wonder where I get from. Like I really wonder where I get from. Use GPS because even though I've lived here nearly 25 years, I don't know my way around this city. No, I don't knock. Hey, trust me, I don't knock anybody who uses GPS or needs to. For me, it's just as long as I've been delivering, I don't. And it may be because I've had a couple ex-girlfriends who always love to tell me where to go. That may actually be the reason I don't like using GPS. Because last thing I need is a condescending voice coming out of my phone telling me to turn right here. So that could be it. It's probably it. But like here, I've learned little tricks that I've learned from delivering. Like even numbered houses are going to be on the north and east side of the streets. Odd numbered houses are going to be on the south and west. So easy for me to figure out which way I'm facing. And I mean, I'll look at the app and go, okay, I got to go down to this road and make a left, and then go up 2 blocks and make a right, and then I'm looking for 6830 WTF Drive. So that's just generally how I do it. Yeah, if you guys, okay, so tomorrow I will hear back about car stuff. If I make a community post saying I'm getting a pedicure, you'll know how things went. My favorite thing GPS does is to say head south, then turn right. That, and they'll sometimes, depending what app you, I don't mind using Waze. I'll have Waze on in the background every once in a while, because with Waze you can tell other people that use the Waze app where there's a cop or where there's an accident or where there's construction. So for road trips, Waze is pretty cool because there's enough people knowing and using it that if you wanted to speed, you could. But there's a couple areas in town that if I use, even if I do Uber, because Uber, when you're in a ride, it's got a little speedometer thing. It'll tell you what the speed limit is, where you're at, and there's a few areas in town that it will tell you, it'll flash red at you like you are speeding. It's like, no, I am not speeding. The sign says 45, I'm doing 45. You're telling me it's 35 zone. I know better. So it's one of those things that technology doesn't always keep up with, but the Waze app is the, no pun intended, the ways to go. Red light camera warnings. The only time I've ever seen a red light camera, well, they mail you tickets. I think it was in Seattle. I feel like it's mostly on the coasts. Am I still planning on moving? Yes, I am. Still planning on moving. I will be doing, when that happens, I'll be doing more traveling. Which is a big reason I'm moving in the first place, is so that I can travel more. Truly DoorDash across the country. Vlog my days doing DoorDash, traveling from one city to another, one state to another. Vlog true crime places and filming locations and all that for the second channel. So a lot of traffic cams in Tampa. Did you hear about the woman whose van was on a flatbed tow truck that was speeding and she got a speeding ticket because of the what? The camera didn't catch the truck's plate, just hers. I hadn't heard about that. I would be ticked off. At least at that point, that's some of it that's documented that she can fight, hopefully. What state am I in? I am currently in Nebraska. The great Midwest. Red says it's here. I just lost my chat, but I just... Oh, I'll have to watch that after. The good old Cornhuskers. 1 point, the Bug Eaters. How they came up with that, I have no idea. I didn't think people actually lived there. The majority of us live in Lincoln and Omaha. Well, now you know 2 people because I'm in Nebraska too. Yes. Dasher Stew is in Omaha. I am in Lincoln. We're 80% of the people here. Now, Stu, in all fairness, we're probably 80% of the rational people. Possibly. Red says, I like this Nebraska state motto. What is it now? It was the good life, or it was the beef state, then it was the good life, and then for a while it was, honestly, it's not for everyone. Oh, yeah, it's not the middle of nowhere, but you can see it from there. Yes. I mean, Stu, God bless you, man, for doing DoorDash in Omaha. Because I remember a few years ago, Omaha was rated nationally as having like the rudest drivers in America. So there's not much of that Nebraska nice there, at least behind the wheel. Tracker, ours is first in flight. That'd be North Carolina, if I remember correctly, based off of license plates. Although technically I feel like it should be Ohio because I believe the Wright brothers, at least one of them, was either born or lived in Ohio most of their life. Yes, Ohio and North Carolina have been long at odds over which state gets to lay claim to being first in flight. Ohio, of course, is the birthplace of Wilbur and Orville Wright, and it was here where they created the first airplane. However, the brothers made their first flight in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. So, Stu, yes, they are. They're definitely rude. Red, you're right on. See, it's the little oddities, little random trivia facts that fascinate me so much about history. North Carolina's first, Ohio is first pilots. Still, OMG, you were still so long without the live froze. That could be a talent. They built bicycles also. That I didn't know. The Wright brothers built bicycles. Okay, I heard this question the other day and I got it, but out of everyone that is currently on US currency, who was not a president? Is that a bicycle shop in Ohio? I wonder why they. I mean, it's the Midwest. It's always windy. I don't know why they didn't fly in Ohio. Red and Stu, you would be half correct. There's actually two. Correct. Hamilton and Franklin used the money from bicycles to build planes. Now that is definitely leveraging what you know how to do and what you want to do. Maybe they wanted to tan a bit. Yep, Franklin and Hamilton. Bicycles were big business in the early 20th century. Yeah, it'd be fun to. It'd actually be kind of cool to ride one of those old bicycles, especially the one, the big one with the one giant wheel and the tiny wheel. I have a thorough command of useless information. Red, that's probably why you and I get along so well. Just like there were the only two presidents to die, or there were two former presidents and founding fathers who died on the 50th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Yes, that would be the one. Jefferson and Adams. Adams' last words, Jefferson lives. Yep, but he died. He went first. Red, come take some college exams for me, says Stu. Red's game. DoorDash. Dasher, Lincoln is busy right now. If you'd like to dash, simply open the app and hit dash now. If I only had a car, I would DoorDash. Thank you. Just rub it in. I'm not in college, but I could use a few degrees. That's what she said. Hey, C's get degrees. At some point after I get all of my car repairs done and all of that, I'm gonna get a Thomas Jefferson and George Washington bobbleheads. Or I just wait till I actually go to Monticello and Mount Vernon. Probably pick them up there. What are their names gonna be? For the bobbleheads? That's a good question. Washi Bobby. Traeger says I have 1 degree electronics. I probably have a PhD in sarcasm at this point. But I've forgotten most of it. Tracker, how much have you forgotten and how much of stuff has just changed? I would have to come up with names though for the bobbleheads. Zaykel says I have a degree in decline and no tip orders / lowball offers. It's a good degree to have. Stu says I have an associate's in WTF and a bachelor's in. Oh, you have a bachelor's in BS as well? Reminds me of this kid that I picked up a few years ago doing Uber. He was in law school, but apparently all he did was like to drink and party. So his friends jokingly said that he was going for his JD, which actually stood for Jack Daniels. Considering I picked him up a few times, I would definitely have to agree with that. He was. If he graduated law school with a functioning liver, it was probably a miracle. Stu, I'm still hung up on the Washy Bobby. Like, what would I call the Jefferson? So he was the Mickey Mantle of his law school. He was. Definitely. And speaking of, I actually go see his childhood home. Commerce, Oklahoma. Yeah. That'd be a cool vlog to do. Bobbers Jeffer. Yeah, I go see Mickey Mantle's childhood home. Or Jeffer Bobbers. Not too far from Field of Dreams either. Okay, maybe I am. I'm clear across the state. That sounds like Jeffrey. Oh, Stu. Yes, it does. Oops. Or it sounds like Jeffrey and Lorena Bobbitt had a fling. Zach, do you Field of Dreams, Mickey Mantle's house? The Day the Music Died, the ballroom. Well, like I said, guys, I'm generally just as surprised as you are with what comes out of my mouth. Did you see John Wayne Bobbitt had to have his toes amputated? %, Jeffer Bobbers now. Red, I did not see that. I wonder which one went to market. His ex-wife is not involved. Well, considering what she did the first time. Maybe she was hoping to finish it off. I don't know. Alright, I found it. Yeah, it just happened, what, a week ago? Has toes amputated due to contaminated water? Had his toes amputated over 30 years since he made headlines when something else got amputated. Wow. So in a way that he could blame he could blame the drinking water for yeah. I'll behave. Back to North Carolina. Deanna, how are you doing? June, yeah, that's wild. Hmm, that is wild. Yeah, Camp Lejeune was in. That is North Carolina, isn't it? I just read it and I forgot. Yeah, Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. I was thinking Fort Jackson, Laxton Jackson. That's in South Carolina. Izek said terrific here in the news. This little piggy goes to market. This little piggy goes on the side of the road. I'm telling you. Okay, maybe being single isn't that bad. You generally wake up with all the body parts you went to bed with. Generally. This little piggy goes to pathology. one of these times we just need to do like a Skype call or like a Zoom call. We should do a conference call one of these times. That would be cool. How many of you would actually participate in that are in here? Invite people on StreamYard. I gotta get used to. I gotta figure out the whole StreamYard thing. Troll, Alex, you guys would. Cool. Deanna would. Awesome. I'm not putting anybody on the spot. If you don't answer, I'm not. No judgment. Like I said, I'm just curious because, like, you guys see me in videos. I see you in the chat, and I see your face. It's that small, and some of you will actually watch me on a big screen TV, and I don't know how your TV survives that. Eyes open wide says maybe. Bobby Brown. It has been a while. How you doing? Red would have to. If I can do it with my phone, I'm in. Oh yeah, you should be able to. Red would in fact not. My face stretched out to look like a car. Clutch went out in my 04 Honda Civic. Bobby, man, I am so sorry to hear that. I am definitely feeling your pain on that right now. 04 Honda Civic though. That's got to be fun driving around, especially with a clutch. Watch you on a Z Fold 5. It should work. Yeah, I'll get the whole StreamYard thing figured out because I know a lot of people stream from their desktops and laptops. I don't know if there's anybody that really streams. I know you can stream through. You can do it through StreamYard on your phone. I'm funny here on a Zoom call. I would be about like that. Brad, it's okay. When I get to your neck of the woods, we're gonna have a beer, and you're not gonna be. You'll be funny. Roberto, how's it going? Hey Brash, tips on saving up for a house, and at what age did you get one? Roberto, I can tell you at the age of 37, I do not own a home. But if I were to own a home, or if I were to save up to buy one, I would just stockpile about as much money as you could and wait until interest rates go down. Like, I was talking to my credit union guy today, my buddy at the credit union, who has never steered me wrong. He said right now houses and cars are just, the prices are just nuts. The interest rates are nuts. So this is gonna be, if it's going to be your first home, I can tell you from people that I've talked to, you definitely at least want to have your 20% down so you don't have to pay that extra for the PMI. That will save you. That was also my ankle, by the way, if you heard that pop. The more you put down, the less you're going to owe over time. But just make sure it's a house that you like. Don't buy a house because you think other people are going to like it. Find one that you like. That's entertainment. Just watching Charlie stare at Red. I'd pay money to see that. Red, we got a money making opportunity there, buddy. Interest rates are nuts, but peanuts and almonds are not true nuts, botanically speaking. $20 is $20. You gotta, within reason, you have a point there. I feel like I have to insert a warning. This is what I like Tuesday nights. No matter what's going on, you guys are here. You guys always make me laugh. Red, I want a DNA test done. We got to be related. Maybe. Red, I feel like you should have a podcast. Or a reaction channel. You could have a reaction channel. You should check out Turo while they fix your car. I will check into that tomorrow, Alex. Depending on how long it's going to take. Yeah, I'm going to need to do something. I know how far my good looks can get me. About to the end of my driveway. Been at the Holiday Inn in Lincoln, as I've stated, but never Washington. Red, you know what? I actually had the thing pop up on Facebook yesterday. The terms of endearment. one of the hospital scene that they filmed. They actually filmed it at Bryan West or Bryan LGH, Lincoln General Hospital, on the West Campus. So yeah, we've delivered there a couple times. And there's a new Holiday Inn. In fact, the Holiday Inn that you're thinking of is if it's downtown, which I think that's where you said it was. That is now called the Graduate. There's a new Holiday Inn that they built last year, a block down on the opposite corner. So, anyone watching Fallout or Shogun? I haven't heard about Shogun. I saw something about Fallout. Alex, yeah, I will check it out. I'm gonna download it. There we go. We'll download it. Red, what are they on? Like Prime, Netflix, Paramount. Ellen, how are you doing? Scoggins' best role since Boyd Crowder in Fallout. Fallout's on Prime. Okay, I'll be able to watch Fallout then. Find your ride. You have to check into that. I actually have a rental through Turo right now doing gig work. Baby Reindeer, I haven't seen. Boyd Crowder and Justified, but this role is in Fallout something other than else. Huh. Put a face to a name. Oh, Walton Goggins. What was the last thing I saw him in? Oh, there was. He's been in a lot. I remember him in Vice Principals. Huh. There was something I saw him in a while back that I'm like, he was in that? Oh, well, I'll find it later. I'm not seeing it. Oh, yeah, The World's Fastest Indian. That was a good movie. Righteous Gemstones. He was in The Born Identity and a Blink, and you'll miss him. Holy crap, he was. And I only know that because I've seen The Born Identity I don't know how many times. Not as much as Back to the Future, but still quite a bit. You weren't, Red, you weren't off by much when you said Scoggins, because his middle initial is, or his middle name is actually like Scott. Yeah, he was in World's Fastest Indian in 2005. If you haven't seen it, it's a great movie. It's got Anthony Hopkins in it as well. Great movie. Google his father. What are you going to have me look up? He's just a character himself. Okay. I'm like, wait a second. Yeah, they're definitely related. he does like quite the character. Cliff Goggins on Late Night, he talks lovingly about his father. Yeah, his dad seems like a cool guy. Just looking at a couple pictures from him, he seems pretty decent. Yeah, the first thing that really comes to mind that I saw him in though was Vice Principals. That was a wild show. got about 15 minutes left. Turquoise ring on each finger. I commandeered the chat. I'm going to refill my drink and remain quiet. Red, you have taken over the chat. I don't think anybody's complaining, though. I mean, it's not really a wedding, so I can't really say, you know, speak now or forever hold your peace. Well, I got that going. See, Tracker says no problemo. My wife gets mad when I hold my peace. Thanks for the warning, Red. Be right back. All right, where's everybody else at? You all got so quiet. Really? Nobody? Packers fan, how's it going? You ready for the NFL draft? What's going on, man? Could be better. What's going on? Can't wait to see what happens. Oh, at the draft? Yeah, it's I threw out my rib in my sleep last night and everything hurts. Oh man. I am so sorry. That has definitely got to be unpleasant, to say the least. Well, you said your pain's at 30, so it's definitely way past unpleasant. Hurts to move and breathe. Oh, Packers fan, I am so sorry. My day, I got my car into the shop, and I'm just waiting to hear back. Just wait to hear back. I'll hear back from them and the credit union tomorrow, so. Packers fan, want Rodgers back, please. No, you can keep him. You could have traded Rodgers to the Broncos. Instead, you traded Zach Wilson. Sounds like me. Rear-ended someone. $2,000 to fix. I put $40K in 5 years. into it. Oh man. It's a piece of metal now. Driving my car to the ground, not buying a new car anytime soon. Yeah, preferably the next car I get, it's going to be something that I can almost transform into like the van life kind of thing. Or fold down the back seat, turn it into a bed. That kind of thing. That'd be fun. Very economical as well. Just bought my MILFs in Jersey and they trade him to the Broncos. Red says I'm doing it again. Doing what again? Get Toyota Vienna for van life. You know, Red. I was looking at the RAV4s, and I actually came across a channel with somebody. It's like this girl and her dog. They do the van life in a RAV4, and I'm like, that's kind of impressive. Yeah, it would definitely be something for life and work, travel and work. Red, you're fine. You're okay. I need more space than a RAV4. Well, it would probably be me and a wiener dog, so I think I can get by. I just noticed the last couple times I've traveled and tried to fall asleep in the driver's seat or the passenger seat, laid all the way back. My body ain't having it anymore. I gotta lay down. Vienna is much bigger than RAV4. Yeah, I don't know. I don't need a whole lot of space, I don't think. We'll figure it all out when it happens. And if it gets delayed, it gets delayed. Like, if all of this crap, just car wise, had happened to me like 5 years ago, I'd be a completely different person. I would be screaming. I would be angry. I would be negative. And now I'm just, you know what? It happened. Can't fix it. Can't change it. Can't go back. Is what it is, and we'll figure it out. There's no point in me getting upset about it. Red, did you just call me baby? I mean, normally I would say that somebody's got to buy me dinner first, but you did buy me that, so I guess that counts. Whiskey tacos. You know I did. I went a van with 7 seats, and you can put the seats into the ground, throw my bedding and shit in the back during the day, and put the seats up. That's what. Yeah, that would be really cool. What do we have going on here? Whiskey tacos. That's what I did not have. I didn't even have taco pizza today. It's Taco Tuesday, and I did not have tacos. Yeah, Troll, completely agree. Yeah, life is too short. The Vienna sausages are smaller than hot. Dave, how's it going? Sorry I'm late to the party. No worries. Better late than never, right? Okay, so originally, to recap before we all get out of here, Friday I was out doing DoorDash, got about an hour and a half in, or about an hour in actually, and I was headed to drop off an order. Temp gauge started going up. I started seeing steam come out from under the hood, so got the order delivered, pulled off a couple blocks away. Coolant hose had broke, some return hose back to the coolant reservoir. So got the car towed to my house, got that fixed, and then went back out to drive. Made it about 3 hours, three and a half hours. Stopped at the store to grab something for me. Came back out to the car. Car would not start. Absolutely nothing. Just turn it over, single click. Had somebody try to jump start it, wouldn't start. Called for a tow truck again. Got it back home. Figured it was probably the starter. Spent the weekend trying to get to the starter. Realized that whoever the engineer was on this is not liked by very many people because they put the starter in the back, underneath the motor, just above the axle. So you actually have to at least partially remove the axle to get the starter out. And that's not counting removing the battery, the fuse box, the thermostat, possibly the water pump, and the throttle body just to get to the top bolt of the starter to get it out. So it's currently sitting at the shop. I'll know tomorrow if it's going to be fix it time or time for a new car time. So yes, not a great weekend, but could have been a lot worse. Jalissa, how are you doing? Tracker, it is definitely insane. Like, I love doing my own car work, but and I was even willing to do this. Where the starter's at, I would actually need it lifted up a good 4 feet for me to get to it. So, how many miles are on that? About 240,000. I mean, in all honesty, if it's time for a new car, it's time for a new car. If I can get it fixed relatively cheap, although based on the mechanic, the location of the starter and all of that, it is probably the most difficult starter job on a vehicle. So it's going to be between $700 and $800. But again, is what it is. Can't change it. I believe everything happens for a reason, though most of the time we don't know what that reason is. So, oh well, I'm staying positive. Mary is going to say goodnight. Well, good night, Mary. Have a great night. Always good to see you. Oh yes, everything will work out. I am positive about that. Everything will work out. I just appreciate all of you guys and your support and your patience. Because obviously it's kind of hard to do a ride-along video if I don't have a ride to bring you along in. Maybe the most rational thing I've said all day. But no, it's all going to work out. Red says, always remember, some are sausage, some are not. Yeah, I don't do that tofu stuff. Get a scooter with a leather jacket with the frill, just flapping in the wind as I'm doing like 25 miles an hour on my Vespa. That'd actually be kind of cool. I like Hawkins' dad. Yes. So, guys, it is about 10 o'clock. I hope you know where your children are at. I've always wanted to deliver on a hoverboard. I would love to deliver on a hoverboard. Well, one of those self-drying jackets, too. Packers fan, have a good night. Yes, it is 10 o'clock. I hope you know where your children are at. So like I said earlier, second channel is up and going. Chronicles of Charlie. Just link to the video is in the description of this video. Then it will stay there. So if you guys like true crime, historical places, whatever other weird places I can vlog, I'm going to do that on the second channel. But you guys all have a great night. Fantastic night. Jalissa, take care. Dave, always good to see you. Definitely keeping up the positive vibes. Life's too short to get negative. So I will see you guys in the next video. Hope to God it is on Friday. Otherwise, it'll be next Monday, and we'll do some live ride along at some point. Until next week, that's about all I got. It's politically correct. Watch your top knot. And never take candy from strangers. Or eat yellow snow. Okay, I'm out of here, guys. Thank you for putting up with me.